Hey guys, I've got an interesting video for you today. A lot of guys are trying to figure out this question. How do you impress a girl you like? Now, there are videos about this out there, right? But they are mostly the same because they just repeat what they've heard. The same silly stereotypical advice like, oh, you got to be a bad guy. Or you gotta have good pickup lines. Or you have to dress up this way or that way. Most of these videos, they miss the point of it all. The point of how the world and people actually work. They just focus on the outside superficial things instead of focusing on the deeper inner truths of reality. So let me quickly share with you 8 tips of how to attract the right type of girl for you. Don't try to act like a tough guy or a badass, especially if you are actually a stand-up guy, a guy with a good character, with good values and good morals. I'm not saying that you should be a pushover here. What I'm saying is this: you can be bold, confident, and a decent guy as well. Someone that other people will look up to and respect. If you act like someone else, then you're actually lying about who you are. And then you'll attract the wrong type of girl who won't be a good fit for you anyway. So why do it? Focus on being the right guy before you want to meet the right girl. Because you don't want to meet the right girl that's special, that's honest, that's loving, that is the girl of your dreams, but then you are not ready yet. Flowers will attract bees. There are certain laws that will just always stay true in nature. So if you are a guy, a stand-up guy, with good manners, good grooming, good values, great work ethic, humble but confident, disciplined, healthy, a man of your word, and someone that loves life with no big issues, no red lights, then you will impress the right girl. Impressing the right girl, the girl of your dreams, is about all these things that work together. It's not just about 1 or 2 things like having a cool pickup line or wearing the best leather jacket. No, look at yourself in the mirror and be honest. Will you date you? If you think about your personality, your character, your values, everything that you are, the way that you carry yourself, your manners, will a girl date you? If you don't even like certain things about yourself, then it's time to look in the mirror, be honest, and to work on yourself first. Don't just jump into the wrong relationship. And don't go through girls like you go through takeaway. Don't go from the one relationship to the other, to the other, and to the other. Don't get into a relationship quickly. Don't do things like the rest of the world. And don't use their advice when it comes to relationships, because have you seen how messed up the world really is? In the United States, there's one divorce around every 36 seconds. That's nearly 2,400 divorces per day. And every time you got through another failed relationship, you take all that baggage with you into the next one. You might trust people less. You might be more selfish. You might have less self-confidence as well. This is real talk, guys. And please listen to me if you're still young, especially, because I've been through some of what I'm talking about. And don't listen to celebrities as well. They might look cool, the things that they do, the movies they play in, but their real lives, when it comes to relationships, most of them have no idea how to have healthy relationships. Britney Spears was married to Jason Alexander for only 56 hours. Eddie Murphy and Tracy Edmonds for only 2 weeks. Now most of them are in and out of relationships just like people eat fast food. Lana Turner was married 8 times. Jerry Lee and Richard Pryor 7 times. Tony Curtis 6 times. Most of them went through 1 to 3 divorces. Like Halle Berry 3 times, Demi Moore 3 times. Take your time. Work on yourself first. And then when you do find someone that you really like, take your time. Don't rush into things. Get to know her first, because you might not really know her. People always show you at the beginning what they want you to see. Talk about her a lot more than you talk about yourself. A lot of selfish guys, they tend to talk about themselves a lot. How they feel about certain things, how they see certain things, how they think, what they will do, their plans, their career. It's just me. Very selfish. They forget to actually care about the girl that they're talking to. If you're thinking too much about yourself, it shows, and she can clearly see it. And she will feel as if you're more interested in yourself than in her. Now, I've said this in other videos, but I'll say it again. People will usually always forget what you've said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And women, they feel a lot. They feel a lot with their emotions. And this is very important, so listen carefully. Every woman wants to feel special, understood, attractive, safe, secure, appreciated, respected, prioritized, validated, and loved. If she gives you the opportunity to start that first conversation, if you're through the door, then focus a lot more on what she needs instead of thinking about what you need. Think about it. If you get together one day, you want her to be able to say, you know, I still remember the feeling I felt when I first talked to you. Be a fun guy. Look, you don't have to be a funny guy because not everybody can be a funny guy. Just be a fun guy to be around with. That's what most women look for. I mean, just think about it, just for yourself. Do you like it to be with a woman that is always negative and no fun to be around with? Of course not. So live a little and enjoy life. Be lighthearted and make the most out of life. Be adventurous, try new things, and invite her to do it with you. Especially if you know that she would love to do bungee jumping, or learn surfing, mountain climbing, skydiving, or diving. Talk less and listen more. You know, back when I met my wife Nikita, I only spoke one word to her. A lot of guys, they just talk too much and they forget about their nonverbal communication. Back in the day when I met Nikita, I saw her on the dance floor and I just looked at her, you know. Every now and then I would look up and all I needed from her was just one look, just seeing that I'm looking at her, and then just smile a little bit, or a look of approval. And once I got that, I knew. So I danced over to her and I went over and I just looked at her and I just showed her my hand. I asked her to dance with me without saying a word. She took it, we danced, and I just looked at her the whole time. In her eyes, connection. And all I said then was, hello. So I told her basically that I see her. From all the other people that's there, I see her. So show more with your actions and less with your words. Abigail van Buren said, the less you talk, the more you're listened to. Ask the right questions. Look, you might like a certain girl, but that doesn't mean that you will like her as a wife later. Do you remember what I said earlier in the video? That most people just show you what they want you to see about them at the beginning, right? So you might not know them at all. But with time, later on, you get to see different sides of them that you never knew. So don't just think about, I want to impress her. Think about, I want to get to know her better. So when you do talk to her, not a lot, but when you do talk to her, ask the right kind of questions. If you ask the right kind of questions, you will steer the conversation in the right way, in the right direction. Thomas Kuhn said, the answers you get depend on the questions you ask. Pray. A lot of you are thinking, man, Daniel is joking. Praying for a girl? Yes, pray. I'm not joking, I'm being honest here. This is the best advice that I can give you. I made a lot of mistakes when it came to relationships. Caused a lot of hurt, I got hurt. And the problem is this, you can't go back in time and fix it. You can only ask forgiveness, learn from your mistakes, and move on. And man, broken relationships, there's a lot of people that go through unnecessary pain, as I did. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I made. So my advice to you is to honestly pray to God for guidance, direction, and strength. Ask God to send you the right woman, because He created you and He knows who your wife should be, a perfect fit. Don't get into the wrong relationship. If you think that this relationship won't lead to marriage, then what are you doing? You're wasting time, you're causing hurt, or you're just waiting to cause hurt. Don't do it. Wait for the right girl and then marry her. And even then, you'll see, the honeymoon phase, it won't always last. Marriage is hard work. And if you're not married, then listen to me carefully today, because if you married the wrong woman, you'll either have like hell on earth or heaven on earth. If you marry the right woman. The Bible says an excellent wife who can find? She is far more precious than jewels. This is just some personal advice that I've learned through all the mistakes that I did. There's no relationship that can work without God in it. Do you know why? Because only God knows what is true love. The love that we have, that we feel, it came from God in the first place, because God is love. 1 John 4 verse 7 says, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is from God, and whoever loves has been born of God and knows God. Anyone who does not love does not know God, because God is love." Now, if you want to know what the husband's role is in the marriage and the wife's role in marriage, in a Christian marriage, and watch these videos here from my other channel, and I'll see you there. And before you go, always remember, life is short, so don't waste yours. Cheers, guys.